All right, everybody, we should be live. Welcome, welcome. I'm just gonna ping the Discord as per usual. Should have opened. There we go. Live a little early today again, but you know, we're here. And today I am going to be building. I'm going to actually be restarting the Auth example that we kind of were going through before, only because I felt like what I was working with was kind of disorganized, and I kind of wanted to take a step back and implement an auth system from scratch instead of working with a library or a framework like Passport, right? Or whatever it is. I guess it's a library. So that's the plan for today. The other thing is I was playing around with Zeditor again, which is a, you know, if you're familiar with it, it's a text editor. Oh God, it's screwing up the terminal. I actually kind of want to change the terminal cursor to be a line. Should be, where is that? Font features, line height, cursor shape, yeah, here it is. I like bar. And then like terminal blinking is good. Okay, so that's good. I don't really care much about super configuring this. So yeah, we're gonna make a repository, clone it, and then get started implementing Auth. And the idea is, to build Auth with JSON Web Tokens, which is something I was kind of reading into a little bit off of stream. And it seems like something that might kind of stretch my learning and be good. But yeah, no, I was playing around with Zeditor, and for some reason it broke VS Code. I don't know what happened, but it kind of broke it. So I'm just going to be using Zeditor until I fix VS Code, or I might stay in Zeditor. I'm not 100% sure. Yo, Kyle, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. So that's going to be the plan. So we're going to say Odin. I'm actually going to build the authentication using this tutorial here, or well, kind of, I guess, this lesson. And then I'm going to just extend off of that and make the, where is it? I'm going to use the same project for this members only, you know, thing here. How am I? I'm doing pretty well. How are you, Kyle? So I'm just gonna extend. I'm not gonna restart. I'm just gonna do the authentication and go into that members only app, right? So I'm gonna call this Odin members only. Simple members only app. Include that made for the Odin project. Actually, you know what? I don't even need. Something like this. And then I'm going to use the Pern template. It's good, me too. I'm glad. It's been a couple days since stream, you know. So, you know, just getting back into the swing of things here. I made that video yesterday. So that was cool. Let's just clone this. Yo, how's it going, Mohammed? Welcome, welcome. And then let's open it. I think if I just do, let's just, okay, this should just work, right? Yeah. And we'll do Odin members only. Cool. So this should just be working. Now, if I don't have the, I guess this is just gonna, I guess I don't have the proper, I don't know if I have the proper extensions for these, which I need to do npm, actually cd server and pnpm install maybe, or just I think that should just work, right? 101 days, yes. Indeed. And if this doesn't work, then I'll figure out a way to get back VS Code. But I think this should be fine. Okay, so then let's do pnpm run, run dev. Okay. Space. Server listening. Obviously, so this is just going to have, okay, so there's no get path for this, but it is live, presumably. Oh yeah, because if I go /API, right? There we go. All right, so it is working. Any burps? What do you mean by that? Okay, so this is good. I don't know why there's this little X next to the TypeScript here. Is it because there's an error here? Could not find a declaration file for module cores. Yeah, you can. Oh, maybe, no. npm I save dev at types. Okay. Let's try this. That fix it? pnpm block file passes, optional dependencies skipped. Yo, Jay, how's it going? Welcome, welcome. Oh yeah, I need to probably increase the size of this, don't I? I didn't think of that. Let me know if this text is too small. I'm using not what's it called? I'm not using VS Code because I somehow broke it playing with the Z editor. So today is the Z editor. I probably have to reinstall VS Code, but I didn't have time to fuck with it. So yeah. Let's just okay. So this should, I don't know why this isn't can't find module cores or its corresponding declarations. Why? I wonder, can I then zoom in on that? No, I guess the UI font doesn't zoom in. Yeah, I don't know. Seems to be working though. All right, so I'm just gonna focus on the server. I'm not gonna bother with the, actually I needed that. I needed that. I don't know why I closed that. Let's get this in here. So, I mean, I screw around with JSON Web Tokens because I was doing, as I said earlier, I was doing some research on it and I kind of want to give it a shot. Okay, as long as it works, yeah. We'll see. If I don't, it's just getting used to the workflow, right? Yeah, because I don't know why this isn't working. Let's actually like debug this real quick. Because this was not a problem in VS Code. Oh, maybe because it's pnpm maybe? pnpm. Does that fix it? No. I don't know what you mean by that, Kyle. Oh, maybe types at cores? Or at types? Does that fix it? No. Oh, but this is a different error here. Oh no, I got rid of it, never mind. We're good. Burps are funny. I still am not sure what you're talking about. Okay, let's see. Choose an authentication strategy. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna use JSON Web Tokens. I'm gonna use yeah, I don't know. It's kind of just from scratch. I was kind of getting what was it called? I was kind of getting, I don't know. I felt kind of I was sitting with the better auth, and the better auth looks really powerful, but I feel like it's something I don't want to jump into right away, to be honest with you. So I'm kind of you know, just going to do this JSON Web Tokens thing, because it's like more from scratch. Okay, so then we presumably can install it. I think it's just, is it just JSON Web Token? Okay, good. All right, and then let's create the database probably. And then we're gonna create a new folder, DB, and then let's create the database, PSQL. Yeah, again, guys, let me know if this is too, I'll zoom it in a little bit more. Okay. And then we'll do create database members only, maybe Odin, or Odin members only, something like this. Oh wait, yeah, there we go. I keep forgetting the semicolon on this guy, and we'll connect to it. And then obviously we're not going to have any relations. Create table. We're probably going to need to create a users table. I don't know what this recommends here. Username, password. Okay. So it's using Mongoose, which I think is a MongoDB ORM. Yeah. Okay. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do PSQL, right? Create table users, and I think there was a, where was it here? Yeah, so this is our ID. Okay, so we have this, create table users, and then ID, I'll just do the integer instead of the UUID thing, primary key, generated always as identity, and then username varchar 255. Oh wait, shit, I forgot the comma. Password varchar 255, and then that should create the table, and then D users. And then we see the ID, the username, and the password. Okay, good. And then we can create another terminal here and do pnpm add express session. Actually, we don't need express session or password. We just need PG. I think we just need PG, honestly. Right? So then we're going to add our config. So let's go do that now. So we'll do new file pool.ts here. The other thing, I kind of want to make the UI here bigger. The sidebar, editor, menu delay. Where was that anyway? General maybe? Font size. Yeah, so I have 15 for terminal text, appearance buffer font, UI font, here we go. Let's do 18, I guess. Agent panel font, but I don't know what to do. I guess it's for AI, right? Hey, how much progress you made with Auth? Honestly, Marco, Mark, I don't know if it's Marco or Mark. I honestly haven't made a lot. It's been a lot of false starts last couple streams, but right now I'm working on implementing Auth with JSON Web Tokens, or I'm getting started on it anyway. So that's the plan. So I don't need this anymore, I don't think. Actually, I'll probably just put this over here. Okay, so we have that going. That's cool. Bcrypt next. Yeah, I'm going to use Bcrypt with this, I think, because I'm using kind of a couple resources. So I found this Medium article by Dev Balaji to implement JSON Web Tokens, as well as I'm going to also use this DigitalOcean. I'm going to kind of use both. So we'll see what I come up with. I'm just going to kind of go through it and see what happens. I'm also going to use the Odin project as a structure as well. Okay, so then we have the server here, and then we have the pool. So we'll say const pool, or not const pool, import pool. PG, right? And then this also has to be this. We don't have any linting with this, do we? Or not linting, pretty print or whatever it is, whatever it's called, prettyify. Language servers, diagnostics. Where are the extensions in this thing? I don't know Zed that well. Extensions? So yeah, this is also learning Zed editor as well in the same stream. I don't know how to install extensions. Can we do it through here? There we go. Okay. Let's see. Themes, languages, grammars, language servers. Pretty code extension Zed. Let's see. It might not exist. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, prettier. Prettier? No. Format on save. On formatter prettier. Okay, so we need to open the settings.json. Let's do that. Format, JavaScript format on save. Let's see. So this, apparently it says it's included by default, but I feel like that's not true. Okay, let's try this then. Does this work? Maybe? I don't know. Probably not. That's okay. Yeah, I'm probably going to, we'll see. Okay, so let's do const db equals new pool. And then it was a, where was this here? Express, and then it was database. Yeah, the connection string. So it's Postgres. Yeah, so not really adding anything. And then it was, so the role name is Ben at the database. It was Odin members only. Yeah, so that settings JSON did not do its job. External command, prettier D maybe? Formatter external. Oh, maybe I need to, is TypeScript a different language? I don't know. So if I remove this, does it? No. Yeah, it doesn't say. Okay. Do we have ESLint in here? I wonder. Bin, no we don't. Okay. ESLint. Okay. Then we can do, let's try this out. Then that should exist in node modules, right? Yeah, it's ES build. Bin TS, there's no bin. There's nothing in bin. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay. I'll have to configure that off stream and get that working the way that I need it to. Okay. So we've got our database, and then this should now work. Export defaults DB, right? And then, yeah, so then we can, I guess we have to check whether or not this works. I don't think it's giving us any sort of error, right? No. And then we're going to do some sort of query. So we're going to say import DB. And then const get user, or let's just say test. So let's see, let's say, let's just add a user in here. Insert into users values. Test, and then test, right? We'll say password. Column test does not exist. What was the problem? Oh yes, because of the, we need to do single quotes here. There we go. Okay, so then we've got our test and password. My username is based off of Marko Nikov's reaction. Oh, okay, got you. But yeah, Marco's fine. Got you. Appreciate the clarification. Let's just say get user by ID, maybe? Or something, I don't know. And then that equals a ID as a number. And then we will, oh yeah, and this needs to be async, of course. Await const rows. Is that Marko Nikov's reaction? Is that a like organic chemistry thing? I feel like that sounds familiar. I might be completely off. When you say reaction, it just makes me think organic await db.query, and then just select all, or select from users where ID is 1, and then that's just the ID, right? Return rows. Yo, how's it going, Mohammed? Welcome, welcome. And then we'll just export this. Cool. And then we could just, inside of our API, we can just do res.json. And then we'll say get user by ID 1. And then now this should just, if this connection to the database works, we should see test password here. And there is nothing there. So it didn't seem to get the, oh yeah, because I have to await this, don't I? That's the problem. So does this, oh no, sorry. Await. Yes, now this should work. Perfect. So the connection does work. I just forgot to make this asynchronous. Nice. All right, let's take our first break. Actually, while on break, I want to debug this linter thing again. Or not linter, pretty. Yeah, it doesn't say. Can't get prettier to work inside of Z. Finally, I finished my portfolio website. It took so long to achieve it. Well, that's awesome, Mohammed. Congratulations. Prettier ESLint does not work with PNPM. Maybe this is a known thing. Oh. Maybe I need to install it. I think I already had done that. Maybe not. And then we'll do settings JSON. So is this guy in the node modules now? I wonder. Can I search it? Not in here. Find in folder, prettier. Okay, so it's not in the folder. This links. This also could be a fundamental understanding of PNPM versus NPM, right? Because I don't think actually PNPM stores packages locally, right? So I don't know. If you have time to review it, I can share it here. Yeah, absolutely. I can review it real quick. You could post it actually, Mohammed, if you're in the Discord. You can't post links in the YouTube chat, but if you're in the Discord, you can post in the stream chat. It's the stream chat channel, which is at the very bottom of community. And you can post a link there and just say it's, just put a little sentence saying that it's your portfolio website, and I'll take a look at it. Yeah, I don't know. Now I wonder if this command works. Oh, you know what I'm doing actually? I think I was installing that at the... I was installing that not in the server. I was installing that at the root of the project. Let's try this then. Okay, that might have maybe worked. Let's see. Yeah, so here's ESLint now. And then in bin, there's ESLint. Perfect. Okay. So that was the problem. So now this should like, so if I like remove that, okay, so it doesn't save. Format on save. Not using Discord yet, so if you want to share the link here, you can't. The only thing is, Mohammed, you can't post links in chat. So I don't know how you can share that necessarily. Yeah, it's just YouTube doesn't like it when links are posted in chat, so that's the only hiccup with that. Yeah, I don't know how to fix this linting thing. Or not the linting, but the prettier stuff. Formatter prettier. Formatter prettier. TS files are formatted however when I install the package. Z setting stopped working. All right, we can try this then. I'm just kind of installing shit, and then so there was like formatter prettier, and then does it just go up based off of defaults? No, it doesn't even do stuff. Let's just do this config here. Loud is true. Yeah. All right. I'll have to debug that off stream. What's my role in IT? I am an IT, basically a systems administrator. I won't get into more detail than that because the sector that I work in is it's related to the government, so it's kind of confidential. But I basically do systems admin and database work. Okay, so we have the connection to the database, which is good. So now we can actually get started setting up these things. So we're going to need, what are we going to need here? So, okay, what's the shortcut for new folder? New folder is, what is that? Option command. So op command N, and then we can say controllers. Oh wait, not inside of controllers. And then opt command, and then routes. Or actually, I'm going to rename this to, is it routes or routers? What's the usual here? Yeah, routes, controllers, middleware. Okay, cool. So we're going to say index routes.ts. Something like this. Const index router equals router as a router. Export defaults index router. Index router dot get. And actually, we're not going to even need a get. We're going to just need posts, I think. So we're going to have a sign up, and then some function, right? And then we're also going to have a login as well. Actually, maybe just do sign up login like this. Why am I learning web dev now? Isn't system stuff very different? Sorry if it's covered in your video. I'll watch it. That if yes, it actually isn't, Marco. That's a good. It's a good point. I got into IT, or I got into the IT job that I did because of It was basically luck. I couldn't find a like pure development job right out of school, and I had an opportunity. I did my internship in IT, and I had an opportunity to go back to that agency, so I did. And when I say systems, it's systems administration, so it's not actually coding. I don't actually do any coding. I basically work in like the Microsoft environment, so like Azure, working with VMs, working with Intune, like endpoint device management, right? Packaging apps and deploying those apps to different departments, working with MSPs to get certain things working, like phishing campaigns, or I'm just thinking of other examples. Like there's various software that we use across our agency. I can't really say exactly what software it is because that'll give away the kind of industry, and I don't it's kind of very sensitive, so I don't want to do that. But working with software and working with representatives from those companies to deploy that software and get it working, and get users and departments onboarded with certain things. I don't know. It's really kind of a lot of administrative work. I'm not gonna lie. It's very much. It's very heavy on like organization, coordination, meetings, blah blah blah. Like my actual technical workload is not that high. Okay, so I have these two routes here, and we're gonna obviously have some sort of middleware, right? And then I'm gonna make a file. What are we gonna call this? Auth controller. I should even call this like rename to auth router. Actually, because I want this to be actually the auth router. So I want to do, and then so auth or index, and then find and replace. Can I do that? Oops. Place all. So I do want this to be an auth router because this is going to be auth related, and then I'll actually use it here. App.use at auth. I think this is how this works, right? And then auth router. And then we could just do a default route, and then just say JSON. Welcome to the auth router. Something like this, right? Yeah. So now if we go to /API/auth, that does not work. Why? Is it .use? I forget. This might be the wrong. Oh, it might be /API/auth. That might be what I have to do. No. I forget exactly what the router looked like. Yeah, it was app.use. So this should then work. Oh wait, failed to do something. Argument handler is required. Where? Route.js. Route.computed as posts. I should have probably. Maybe this doesn't like that type annotation? No. Server routes, auth router, line 6, it does not like it. Oh yeah, because these. I don't need that. There we go. That works. Because it needed middleware. It needed middleware. and I didn't give it any, right? So that's fine. It's very competitive field, so you have to be special person with your skills. Yeah. What do you mean? Which field? IT or like tech in general? Because I would argue both are quite competitive. I would say IT is less competitive. I think probably the barrier to entry to IT is much lower. You can probably get a help desk role with, honestly, depending on how good you are, you could probably get a help desk role with, you know, like a simple certificate or like a simple like college diploma, like a 1-year college or something like that. Tech field generally, yeah, I agree with you. Okay, so we have a Git panel. This is kind of interesting. So I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay. So we have the auth router. And then I'm also going to use Postman for testing this API. So I'll move this over for now because we don't need it this second. I'm also going to like, can I zoom in the UI on this thing? App settings, themes, oh, the font size, yeah. Give it like 60 maybe. That's better, okay. All right. But yeah, no, I would totally agree with you. Okay, so this is fine. So now we can actually start following this tutorial. I'm probably not, actually I should probably do that now that I think about it. .env. So I think that's for the secret, right? Oh, and then it needs cookie parser. Cookie parser .env. Okay. And then so in our main server, imports .env. And then it's just .env.config. Okay. This file loads environment variables, initializes express, enables JSON. Okay. So let's read this a little bit here. Understanding JSON Web Tokens. I'm actually going to probably also get my notes up too. That was what I was using for recording the video. Holy Christ, I zoomed it in. Okay. It's not exactly what I wanted. Let's just delete that. Get into Node here. Actually, I'll just do like JSON Web Tokens. Okay. Just take some notes. You don't really review my portfolio. I really need you to review to make it better. Yeah, because you can't post links in the YouTube chat, Mohammed. Unfortunately, I'm sorry that's the way it is, but it is true. So unless you join the Discord, I don't know if there's any way you can send it to me. You can also send it to my email if you'd like, which is my old handle. So I think it's this. Is this the right email? Let me see. Let me just go to that Gmail to see if that's the right thing. Yeah. So you can send it to this email alternatively. That's just the email that's attached to this account. My old name for this channel was ITmanBanana, but I changed it a few months back. But you can email that email, and I can take a look at it. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so you have the initial app set up. So before writing code that issues and verifies JSON Web Tokens, it's useful to understand how JSON Web Token is constructed. Actually, we should probably go back, take a back step here. So it is compact, URL safe, token format that represents claims. I'm not sure what a claim is in a single JSON payload. So I'm assuming it's like just some sort of, it's data, right? Allows for user verification without storing user state, which I feel like the other auths actually end up storing state, right? So yeah, makes it useful. Popular as RESTful APIs gained adoption. Useful for implementing REST APIs as a stateless approach is encouraged, right? Something like that. Services become distributed and APIs are consumed. Maintaining session data across nodes created operational challenges, and then JSON Web Tokens avoided this issue. It's kind of like, yeah, it's okay. So it's like a key. Any service with access to the signing key could validate a token, which aligned well with horizontally scaled and microservice-based architectures. OAuth 2.1 access tokens often use opaque token formats. Even these alternatives, JSON Web Tokens remain common in Express.js applications. Express became popular during the rise of single-page applications and early OAuth 2.0 integrations. Ecosystems built extensive middleware, community examples, and stable libraries. Long-standing support. JSON Web Tokens is a straightforward choice. Perfect. Okay. So it's kind of the intro I wanted. Okay. So before writing code that issues and verifies, it's useful to understand how a JSON Web Token is constructed. Consists of a base 64 URL. I don't know what the hell base 64 URL encoded segment. Oh, 3. Header, payload, and signature. All joined together with periods. Transported in HTTP headers, query params, or cookies. I think I've seen them used as cookies before. You sent it? Okay, perfect. I'll take a look at it on my next break, Mohammed. So I've got 9 minutes left on this session, and then on the next break I'll take a look at it. Okay, so then we have the header. Identifies token type and specifies signing algorithm, which is probably like some sort of cryptographic thing, like sort of like public key or something like that. So, and then the payload is claims, contains claims which are key value pairs that describe the token's subjects and expected behavior, right? What's a stateless approach? So from what I understand, Marco, a stateless approach means that you don't have to, like within the browser, store like user information. That's my guess. Like let's see stateless authentication. That's my guess, is you don't have to like store, yeah, so this is token-based authentication, right? Yeah, so stateful communication does come in handy. It's not really giving me examples. So it's kind of like the whole user state stored in the browser, right? Isn't the web token kind of stored in the browser? I think it is stored as a cookie, but I'm pretty sure the way that the token works is you have the one token, right? And then that token allows you to then basically, again, I'm not an expert on this whatsoever, but my understanding, at least at the moment, is that this lets you then query the backend using almost like a key. So like if stateful authentication basically is like you turn the key, and again, this could be a wrong explanation, I'm not sure. You turn the key and then you take all of the data, let's say it's like, physical data from like a locker. You open the locker and you take out all the data and store it on the client maybe. Whereas with token-based, you kind of have that key and then you can access the locker when you need certain things, but you don't have to have it all imported at once or update that on kind of the client side. I honestly don't know. That's my kind of guess at the moment. Yeah, so a stateless app is one that does not save client data generated in one session for use in the next session. Instead, session data is stored on the client and passed to the server as needed. Oh, I see, okay. So never mind. So the session data, so when you're in like an authenticated, you basically are creating session data on the client and then giving it to the server. You're putting it into that locker as needed. Whereas I think, yeah, you're right. The stateful application saves data about each client session on the server, I think, right? So essentially every time the client does something, it puts it into the server. Whereas I guess with the stateless approach, it uses that token to put things into the server as needed. I don't know. Sorry, that was kind of I don't 100% know. But yeah, the token, I guess you could consider as something that's stored on the client, or something that's stored. It's like kind of like a key to get into the backend when the client needs to, right? Instead of having like a continuous access or something. I don't know. So I mean, yeah. And then you don't have to represent, I don't think you have to represent the entire state for the user session on the server either, which kind of saves resources, right? Yeah, because to keep track of session data, every individual session for a stateful auth system needs to be maintained somewhere on the server. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's true, Marco. And then like essentially once you authenticate the token, then you have that connection. Your client has that connection, right? I know we use something similar in my job for authentication across our agency. It's token based because I think single sign-on SSO is SSO token based. Because I don't know actually. Because we use SSO, it's very common. But I would assume SSO works in a token way, right? Yeah, with SAML SSO. Anyway, kind of a little side tangent. But anyway, all right, let's go back to this. And then the signature. So the signature ensures the integrity of the token. Ensures token integrity. Calculated by combining header and payload with the server secret, right? Which is stored in the env, right? Stored in .env. I think that's true. Yeah. And then so essentially what we do, the JSON Web Tokens is stored in the metadata for every request sent to the server. Yeah, exactly. It's in the header. I think it's in the header for a post request. So if I'm posting or getting something, that's a protected route. It has the JWT in the header. So essentially logging in is creating a valid token, right? Yeah, see, look at this. Common use cases. Single sign-on right here. I didn't even need to look at it. API authentication, which is what we're kind of doing right now. Because, and this is how it works with single sign-on, is the idea with single sign-on is you log in somewhere once, and then you can access multiple different spaces. Like, so at work, we log into our main work portal, our Microsoft portal, and then that just connects us to all sorts of different services used across the company, right? So we don't have to log in individually to every single thing. It just kind of all works because that token through Azure, which is like a, you know, infrastructure management portal, whatever, it's like infrastructure as a service, but through Azure, I forget exactly what service in Azure, but you can basically configure SSO such that you know, different third-party applications can use the token that's generated by Microsoft. Am I currently applying to Swede jobs? I am not, Freddie. Soon, maybe. I don't know. Within the next year, for sure. So, yeah. I'm nowhere near ready. I don't think. So, because if I did, it would just be a LARP, right? I would just kind of be like faking it. Okay, so that's good. Yeah. So the signature, so when a client sends a JSON Web Token, the server recomputes the signature. Server recomputes signature every time client sends a request. If the signatures match, then the client is allowed to make the request or something. Or whatever it is, right? I bet you're closer than you think. I don't know, Freddie. I don't know. I think it's probably, I think it's because I haven't actually built any huge, like not huge, but I haven't built any big full stack, you know, projects yet that are worth anything. Okay, so that's good. So we have our use cases. This is kind of so like we can say common use cases, auth for APIs, SSO, single sign-on, and stateless session management, right? Traditional stateful session management requires storing session data on the server, which is not as scalable, right? Because if you have to store session data on the server and you have tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands or millions of users, it's a shit ton of RAM and all that. All right, Mohammed, I'm going to take a look at your portfolio here. I'm just going to open it up on my other browser first, just to make sure that everything's cool and you didn't send me a bad link or anything. I trust you. I just want to make sure. Unless, did I get it? Let's see. I don't think I actually got the email. Did it come in? I didn't actually receive the email, Mohammed. So if you want to resend that, at least let me check my trash. Spam. Oh, never mind. It's in spam. I don't know why it's in spam. Okay, I got it. I got it, Mohammed. Let's take a look here. Oh, this is wonderful. Okay, so I am going to ask your permission because this does show your picture. Would you like me showing this on stream? If no, I'm looking at it right now. It looks really cool. But you know, I can show this on stream or not. Let me know. But this is looking really slick so far, my friend. It also does have your phone number as well, so I don't want to dox you or anything. If you don't want to be kind of exposed, but these animations are really slick. So I'm assuming, okay, do it. Okay. All right. I'll put it on here. All right. So I'll get this on full screen. So this is Mohammed's portfolio. Let me just start this timer here. So this is really good animation. I really like this. So I'm assuming these are your different projects, right? It kind of like, this is kind of cool. Follows your mouse around, so you can kind of view it. You can view the project. So I'm assuming you were just implementing, right? So like you were implementing a design soon, Freddie, in the next less than a month. Probably by sometime in July, I think. But I'm almost done, Odin. This is really cool. I mean, I can tell this is kind of an AI generated picture, but still it looks pretty neat. So it's kind of like a, it's a mock resort or something in the Italian Dolomites. It's cool. So we can go to your other work here. I really like these animations. I do find, this is just my opinion, I find the animations a little slow, maybe, which may not be super accessible for some users. So you can maybe make this a little snappier, but it is really slick. Like it looks cool. And you've got your meal. It looks like a meal ordering app here. That looks pretty neat. Very nice. And I like this. Let's work together. This is very professional. I like that. Let's see what your other projects are. Okay, so this is like another web page, right? So these are mostly just web pages. I think these are just concepts, right? Like, are these just designs? Like, these aren't full apps, are they? I don't think so. I think these are just designs. But either way, yeah. So unless there are links to these, like unless these are deployed somewhere, I'm not seeing any links to these. So you've provided screenshots, Mohammed, but I was wondering if there's actually like a link that I could access this page, or if you're hosting it. Love the animations. Yeah, the animations are sick. I'm not gonna lie. I really like this structure. Very easy to read. I love the font. The layout is fantastic. I think the one thing, again, is just to have a link to these projects or maybe host them somewhere, right? So, yeah. And then, so, you can get in touch with Mohammed there. We can look at his about page. There are many things to improve. Hey, well, but this is, if this is your start, my friend, this is fantastic. Like, this is like 9.75 out of 10. Blending engineering expertise with user-centered design and craft experiences that leave a lasting impression. I think the other thing that you want to hone in on is maybe what exactly, like, so you have this here, which is good. So you can show your prospective clients what you want to help them with, right? A complete website, mobile app, or the full package. So I would assume this is like full stack, right? I think, again, having links to those projects. Is there parallax scrolling? It looks like it, yeah. We're looking at Mohammed in chat's portfolio, Tyler. But also welcome. But yeah, so again, I think it's that, also kind of honing in on, like, do you want to focus on UI, UX specifically, like design, front end, or do you want to market yourself more as a full stack person, right? And then also maybe for the more technically inclined, you could also, maybe put what your stack is. Like, what stack do you use? Do you use React? Do you use vanilla? Do you use, probably don't use vanilla, but what do you use, right? I don't know if that's anywhere, if I can see it. And I'm sure, you could contact them and find out, but yeah, this is really good. I'm assuming this is a real picture of you, or at least AI. Maybe it's you, but in an AI setting, I don't know. Check the Wild Oasis page. Okay, I'll check the Wild Oasis page. Let's see here. Oh, you've got the live site button here. Ah, perfect. Okay, that's exactly what I was looking for. I don't think, do these all have that? No. Okay, so it was just the Wild Oasis. I somehow missed that. Okay, so you do have you have a live site preview here. Nice. Okay, so this is good. So you've got you can explore luxury cabins. You can get your different cabins here. That's very nice. You can filter by guest number. You could also include maybe names for the cabins. That's kind of small. The other thing maybe is filter by amenity. So you could say like, how many bedrooms, how many bathrooms. So if somebody, because maybe there's 3 guests, but this cabin has 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, whatever it is. Just an idea. I don't know. I'm assuming this is just a fake, fake service, but just kind of a proof of concept, right? And you can continue with Google. I'm not going to test this functionality, or does this even work? Okay, it does work. Accidentally doxed myself a little bit there, but that's okay. I'll edit that out of the VOD. But okay, so that's cool. I'm not gonna test that out. But yeah. So very nice. I like that you have the live preview for that one site there. Again, I think tightening up the animations, making them a little snappier, and maybe on your about section, maybe having a little bit more technical focus. This is good for maybe clients that, and I don't really know who I am to be giving this advice, because I don't do freelance or anything, but I would imagine for clients that aren't really technically inclined, this is good, but for clients that have a more technical background, they might want to know more about your stack and what you do. Shout out to Jonas, yeah. Just for learning Next.js course. Yeah, no, it's really good, Mohammed. I really, it's really slick. But yeah, just a couple things to clean up. Get your tech stack in here. Say, you can talk shop, whatever. With I'm assuming let's work together. That's good. I like this. Get in touch. I like these little bubbles that move around. It's really cool. So yeah. If you'd like, I can edit the stream and dox this out, unless you want this as like free advertising. It's totally up to you. It's not completed yet. Yeah, no, but for a start, this is really good. And you're on the right track, in my opinion. As somebody who doesn't even have a portfolio yet, I think this is great. Again, the design's there. It's more so just fleshing out the content, right? So anyway, very good. I'm going to get back to it here. I think we're done for this, right? Okay, so we're going to generate some JSON Web Tokens. Before continuing creating authentication routes, it's important to understand how JSON Web Tokens are generated and which tools are best suited. So in Node.js, the commonly produced either long-standing JSON Web Token. In Node, it is common to generate JSON Web Tokens with JSON Web Token. The JSON Web Token package. Both can issue signed tokens, but they differ in syntax, maintenance status. Okay. So here's a simple example. I think I'm going to probably have another folder in my code base here, probably called like utilities or something. Like a tills folder, perhaps. Actually, you know what? I should probably commit this before I do that, because we have the setup auth router or something like this. So let's see, we can stage all, and then can we commit it? Okay, so we enter commit message here. I'm also learning Z editor for the first time. I don't know how it's going to go. We'll see. I don't have the prettier working yet, but that's okay. So we'll say setup auth router, and then commit, and then I can push this to the remote. Perfect. And then that should have pushed up here, right? Yeah, nice. Okay, cool. Cool. And then we can go back to our, so we have left doc. Git panel is, what is that? Control Shift G. That's pretty convenient. Control Shift G. And then Command B to go back to, oh wait, what is to go back to the tree here? Project panels, Command Shift E and Command Shift G. Okay, so, and then Command Shift E, Command Shift G. Oh, it's Control Shift G. That's kind of annoying. Okay. All right. All right, so let's do some let's do, let's call it like create JWT or something. I don't know what to even call this. What does this one call it? Let's see. Let's just delete this. You have auth, user registration, and then protected route, app.js. Okay, so there's no actual like, where are we actually generating the JSON Web Token here? In this guy. Maybe that's not there. Okay. Access tokens, protecting routes. Okay. Let's just do this. Let's get another secondary reference open. JSON Web Token off node. Let's get this Geeks for Geeks in here. So are we generating the token in? Yeah, okay, so we're doing it all inside of one file here, which is not ideal. App.js, routes. Okay, so this is kind of, so we're doing all the generation and stuff. Oh, nice. It's not even there anymore. Am I in school also, or just learning on my own? I was in school, Waleed. Look who it is. What's up, Prathme? Welcome. Happy to have you. Okay, so basic JSON Web Token implementation. We're just kind of getting different generate token. Okay, so let's just call this like generate JSON Web Token .ts or something like this. Actually, we'd probably rename it to generate token, right? And then so we generate the token here. So imports JWT from, oh, and then I can also probably install that types here. npm I add at types slash JWT. Does this work? Okay, nice. So now this should autocomplete. Or not. We also need to create the secret too. How do we generate the secret? I guess the secret doesn't really matter, does it? Not following a YouTube tutorial, are you? Or just looking up stuff as I build? Yeah, just looking up stuff as I build. I'm kind of using this DigitalOcean article as a guide. Prathme, so I'm doing Auth, but I'm taking it my own way. The Odin Project uses a library called Passport, or that that kind of includes middlewares for Auth that I don't really want to use. This is actually the wrong article for it. So I'm instead learning JSON Web Tokens. Did I start the series with no knowledge of web dev? Pretty much, Armuni. I had a very basic level of HTML and CSS, but that's it. So yeah, I'm kind of just going through this and learning on my own. Okay, so let's get a .env in here. I'm actually just going to put this on another. So let's do JWT secret, and then I'll just come up with something. The secret's not very good, but I don't really care. Okay, so there we go. So then we can use our secret. So we'll say const payload. So we have the payload, which is the, I don't know what sub is. What's sub? Subject. So we have the subject which is the, I guess, claims includes the subject, the time the token was issued, and the expiration time. Okay, I see. So I don't really know. So I guess just the identifier, I don't think that matters. Let's look that up, actually. Claim is a string that identifies the principal that is the subject of the JSON Web Token. This can be a human user, an organization, or a service. The subclaim is used to provide some basic information about the context. Okay. So then I can just use, I can even say like user auth or something, right? I don't know. Maybe that's not good, but it must be registered with the authorization server. Maybe so I have actually a subject. Let's just do that. Let's just do, maybe we can put that inside of our env. Or something. So can I do that then? So can I do process.env.sub or JWT sub, right? After days you've been learning web dev with consistency, do you have any tips for increasing focus when I'm studying? .env, yeah, I have .env, Prathame. There's usually a node package that people use to create secrets. I don't remember what it's called. Node's crypto module. Good to know, Marco. I don't really care about the integrity of the secrets for this example project because, again, I'm probably not going to deploy this. But I appreciate that, and I agree that there are better solutions out there. Or you know, I understand that, I guess. After days of learning web dev, any tips for increasing focus? My number one tip, coffee, is using Pomodoro. The Pomodoro timer honestly kind of helps me focus, and then I'm like, I can look at the timer and be like, okay, I only have like 14 minutes till, you know, I need to, until I can take a break, right, or whatever it is. So that kind of helps. Also, the streaming helps me focus. I don't think I'd honestly be nearly as close to where I am today with this if it wasn't for the streams. So yeah, that's what I would say. I would say the Pomodoro and the streaming. And if you don't want to stream, then honestly, you can just record yourself doing it and upload it on a YouTube channel, or you know, have an accountability partner or something. Okay. So there's our sub. I don't think the sub matters too much. Maybe not. So we have the role. So the role will just be a user, I guess. I don't really care. Okay, and then const secret is process.env.jwt secrets. And then const token is equal to JWT dot sign payload secret, which I actually probably can just directly include it. Okay, so this secret, what is this? No overload matches this call. I don't know what the hell that's. Oh, because maybe I need the expires in. Oh, we want this to be like, these are properties. It's not JSON. Expires in, and then we'll say, sure, 15 minutes. That's fine. Bud is much faster than PM. Yeah, I understand that, Mohammed. It's something that I'm willing to learn eventually. I'm actually using PNPM right now as my package manager. I know Bun is a runtime. It's a little different than Node. But Bun also has its own package manager, I think. This is Bun. But yeah, I've heard of it. I'll definitely jump into that and learn it someday, for sure. And then, okay, so then we can log the access token. This is probably unsafe, but again, I'm not deploying this. At least not right away. So I don't really care. We'll just we'll do it this way. So this is kind of interesting. Payload is a string object buffer. Options. Oh, because maybe that's just not the way that we sign. JWT.sign. Let's look up the docs here. Documentation. Okay, so we have the key. And then there's a default probably here. I wonder if it's because this is maybe undefined. Okay, that's why, because this maybe was undefined. Okay. Or you know what I can do actually is I could say we can do an if not secret console.log secret not found or something, I don't know. And then I actually probably want to make this a function, right? That's actually what I want to do. I'm gonna do this. I should probably do some try catch or something, and then I can just return the token maybe. I think if I just return, then it'll be undefined by default. Okay, so this is fine. It's nothing, you know, this isn't groundbreaking or anything, but, you know. So let's see then if the token actually gets generated. Okay, so then this is with Jose, I'm assuming. Yeah, so this looks cool as well. Signing an access token. Okay. So let's maybe call this and see what happens. So we can do we can honestly just do it in this middleware. So we can say, what do we call this maybe? Or get token. And I don't think this is asynchronous, right? Request, and then I need to import that. And then we could just do we could do the try catch here. Okay, so the try catch doesn't. It's a VS Code thing only. Don't like this format. What is the problem with this result here? Results. Module expresses no exported member results. Oh, response. I'm an idiot. I don't know why I thought it was result. Okay. Okay, and then we try this. We'll say generate res.json generate token, and then it takes no params, right? Okay, so it's cool. And then let's go into our router, and then we'll use this here. We'll call this get token. No, get token. What? Should be export const get token. There we go. All right, so that should work, maybe. I don't know, we'll find out. Ah, looks like there is a token. All right, I'm assuming this is right. Looks right. I don't know if you can see that. So we have our token here. So I'm assuming this is the, what would that be? The first bit of information, the header. So this is the header here, and then this is the payload, and then the signature encryption is here. Or it's encrypted. I'm assuming this is encrypted. Oh, that's pretty cool. So there we go. So there's our token. Oh wait, actually I didn't want to exit that. Slash auth. Okay, so it's just generating, I don't know, how it's specifically generating this, but I guess the details don't really matter. Okay, so we can generate a token. Now, does it actually include the information we need it to? I don't know. We'll get there. So then we need to verify these. So after setting up token generation, the next step is enforcing authentication on protected routes, which makes sense. Express.js applications typically achieve this by placing verification logic inside middleware. Middleware runs before a route handler and can either allow the request to proceed or stop it based on validation rules. So now the only thing I'm confused about is I can do this all well and good in the back end. I'm just not sure how then this is handled on the front end. I don't know. Because if we have something like React Router, then I don't know how it handles it in the front end. So I might be kind of a little bit lost there. But we'll get there. So middleware runs before a route handler and can either allow the request to proceed or stop it. By handling a verification in one location, your application avoids duplicating logic and ensures that every protected endpoint follows the same authentication process. Okay, cool. A standard pattern is to read the token from the authorization header, which clients send to the value. Okay, so this actually happens, then this code would actually be happening on the client. So I guess the client would then trigger a token to be generated, right? And then so the client, I see. Okay, so this is actually kind of interesting. So this is my understanding of the sequence. So let's go back. Do we have an authentication? Yeah, we do. Okay. So I just kind of like spit, just plunked notes in here. So authentication with JWTs steps. So I'm going to say client enters credentials using client credentials. Client requests, or client sends, let me see this, client sends credentials to server to generate JWT. Server gives back JWT. Then client sends protected route JWT, and then server authenticates JWT. I don't know if this is the order, but this is my understanding of the order so far. I don't know if this is how it works, but this is my current understanding of how that works. Okay, cool. A standard pattern is to read the token from the authorization. Yeah, okay. So let's see. So we have another authenticate token utility. Expired tokens, tampered signatures, mismatched algorithms, malformed payloads. I don't know if it'll tell us. I guess it'll tell us here with this verify. So let's go back to our JSON Web Tokens notes. Verifying middleware. Verification logic. Actually, that's obvious. Okay. Middleware runs before route handler. By handling verification in one location, your application avoids duplicating logic. Okay, so I'll get started with this after this break. So this is a middleware. This isn't actually a utility, right? So if this is a middleware, I might want to include this inside of our auth controller so that I'll have a function that says like authenticate token and then access whatever protected route it is, right? Something like that. Your streams when I'm almost about to give up on being any more productive in the day. They give me a final push. Thanks for the time. I'm going to go to sleep now. I appreciate you, Marco. That's really nice to hear. I'm glad that I can inspire you to do a bit extra work. So yeah, because it isn't super easy for me either, to be honest with you, especially as I transition out of the structure that is the Odin project into my own kind of self-guided learning. I think I'm going to need to be more strict about planning what I'm going to do for the streams and what topics I'm going to cover and how and setting up. Like I didn't do any setup for Zed. I probably should have. So things like that that I need to get ironed out. But yeah, I don't know. So there's things on my end too. Okay, my cat's still asleep over there. I was just checking on him. He's on his tree. He has a cat tree by the window. If you don't know, my girlfriend and I rescued a cat on Sunday, and he's still kind of adjusting to the apartment. But I just wanted to make sure he's all good. He's probably one of the most chill cats I've ever met, to be honest. So that's kind of nice. Yeah, so we have this middleware. I'm just kind of gonna skim through this. We have refresh tokens too, which I don't know how to handle that. Token refresh flow implementation. Okay, so this is interesting. So there's a refresh token as well as a, I think I'm not gonna bother with the refresh token, maybe? I don't know. Oh, allows client to obtain new access tokens without reauthentication. Okay. I don't care about reauthentication though. At least at this point. I might even include this in I'm going to include this in my bookmarks. Nice. Yeah, okay, so common pitfalls and security practices. I'm just kind of seeing. Avoid storing JSON Web Tokens in local storage. Keep access tokens in memory during the active session. Okay, so then how do we figure that out? Let's see what this this has here. Oh, so the payload can also be the user ID. I see. Okay. Well, actually, that actually does make sense, doesn't it? Cool. All right. So if we're using that as payload, that actually makes sense. Why did that just say that now? I picked up a package. My freaking condo. I don't know. My condo. I picked up a package a couple hours ago, and it just notified me your package was picked up now. A little late on that one. Okay, so all right, let's do this. Okay, so I think we have our generate token here, but I think this should actually have a payload given, right? So if the payload is the username password combination, then we should probably have some sort of type for this, right? And again, I'm going to maybe make this its own type. User ID as well. Do I want to include the user ID? Probably. Let's go to types. Let's make a new folder. Oh, .type.ts. So now we can use this, you know, inside of our token generator, right? Then I need to import this. Import Actually, it's import type. And there should be outside types and then slash user type. Okay. Nice. I think I need to, yeah, so I need to definitely configure Z a little more because I don't like how it doesn't have as much autocomplete as VS Code, but that's okay. Okay, so that's good. So then we have our payload. And then so now if we send, okay, so we have a generate token. And then what we could do here is we could say, okay, so that was just to test it, right? Then we could send something in the right request body, right? So let's get the request body having the username and the password, right? Actually, do I want to even include the ID inside of the user type? No, probably not, because the username and password are uniquely identifying. So what we can do is we can. Okay, so let's do this in our util. Actually, not our util. In our database. Okay, yeah, get user by ID. Okay, so what we can do is we can say this is going to need to be asynchronous. We can say const rows equals get then I need to import this to did I even export this query? Yeah. Get user by ID. Module get user. Oh yeah. There we go. As user type. What's the problem here? Oh, sorry. Actually, I want to get user by. Oh, I don't even need to call get user by ID. I'm silly. Const payload. I don't know what I'm doing here. And then generate token with the payload. Okay, so then we're not actually validating this, right, yet. That's okay. So what should we call this? Call this route, I'm not sure. So how does this do it? Generates tokens, login endpoint. Oh, and then it validates that inside of the. Okay, so this is this could be our login, post login, or login post. Right? And then we have the username and password inside of that. Okay. Okay, so then we have that. And then I need to probably first verify credentials. Verify credentials. And of course, I'm storing the password as plain text. Okay. But that's fine because we're just learning. I'm new here. What did you do before learning web development? Sorry for not getting back to you, Arian. I actually was a computer science student. And then before that, I was a biology student. But you can read my FAQ and my whoami here. Sorry, I was kind of just locked in on this. Okay. So we'll verify the credentials. So what we'll say is const username password. Actually, let's just say const user as user type equals. I don't like how this works here. Rec dot body dot username. What's the problem here? Oh yeah, username. Okay. So that's good. Could have just literally changed the name of the payload, but that's okay. So we have our user, and then I need to essentially get the user by the username, right? So I'm going to say export const get user by username. And then this is going to be basically the await db.query select all from users where username is equal to 1 and then username. Turn rows 0 just to get the first result. Returns first result. Something like this, right? That's fine. So we need to verify that. So we'll say const queried user given user credentials is await get user by username, and then the user credentials dot username. And then the other thing we need to do here is before we construct this, we need to have some checks. I don't want if or user not given. Something like this. This would never happen, by the way. Just kind of following this model. Or unknown, I should say. Something like this, right? Do you recommend Django or Node.js? I might want to switch to AI engineering in the future. I already know front end. ChatGPT says Django is better for full stack apps. That could be true, Arian. I've never actually, I don't have much familiarity with Django. I've never used it, but I'm familiar you know, with that it's a you know backend. I would recommend learning with whatever. Honestly, I think they all the most important part, right, is learning the concepts, like learning authentication, learning how routes work, learning middleware, stuff like this, and you can do that with any framework, right? Or yeah, framework, whatever it is, any backend framework, right? It's about those concepts. It's the main thing. Cool. All right, so that's fine. So this is good. And then we'll say, and then, so obviously I'm going to, yeah, so store as plain text. And then we need to verify the credentials. So we have to say, obviously, if not queried, then we need to return an error as well. I think a 404 probably, right? Or is it a 401 as well? User, actually I should probably do this like this, right? User, user credentials dot username could not be found. Something like this, right? So that's if we don't get any result from that. And then what we'll do is then we check password. Check user entry exists. Check password. Simple plain text for now. Implement with bcrypt later. So that's fine. So we'll say if queried user credentials, or actually user credentials dot password is not equal to queried user credentials dot password. And again, this is bad, okay? Because we're storing the password as plain text on our server, which is really bad because if anyone gets access to our server, they could just get our passwords, right? Unencrypted, which is bad. You should always encrypt at rest, right? Especially credentials. But this is just so that I can test that this works. So if user credentials.password is not equal to queried user credentials.password, then we'll return another status here. .json. I'll say incorrect password for this user. Something like this, right? Yeah, it's not even an app. It's really just a backend at this point. All right, so let me generate the token. So what I'll do is I'll say default test pass, generate token for the user. And then I need to obviously add that somehow, right? Like, so that token needs to and then this gives the token back. And then so what we can do is we can just res.send or res.json the token, right? Just for now. I think that's fine. I think we can do that. So this should be fine. So this is good. So that's to, this would be changed to login posts. Login. So now if we hit this, sorry, this should be a post. So now if we hit this with a post request with that information, then it should work, right? We haven't done any route protection yet, but this should actually generate the token and give us, you know, so we have our test username. So we have test and then password. All right. And this is the same route, /API/auth. Actually, I think it's /auth/login, right? So /API/auth/login. This is the body. And now I guess we just test it. I don't know. Okay, internal server error, why? Cannot read properties of undefined. Why? Oh, does it need to be internal server edit error? Wait, did I add the, yeah, so I added login post here. Preview. Reading username. Can't read properties of undefined. So I would assume this body, it didn't like this body or something, right? Although it must have been able to get the username unknown. Yeah, so because it would have said if it was unknown here. Yeah, so auth router is not working with these credentials. It's not giving me anything. It doesn't say where exactly the error is, does it? Auth controller line 9. Rec.body.username. Okay, so it can't even resolve this. Let's just see what the rec body even is. Undefined. Okay, interesting. Why is it undefined? Did we include our in the server? I know why. Because we didn't use URL encoded. Forget what that was again. App.use express.url encoded. I think it was false for extended, right? So now this should work, maybe. How's it going, my lord? Welcome. I forget your name. You told me your name, but I forget it. Okay. So let's try this again. Okay. So reading undefined still. Did I save this? Yeah, it should have worked. Okay, so app.useExpress.url encoded. Extended is app.useExpress.json maybe. As well. Can't read properties of undefined still. Is it a server issue? So we'll find out. Okay. Yeah, so it's still undefined. So it can't even read the request body for some reason. I don't know what the problem is here. Yeah, line 10. Cannot read properties of rec body yet because it doesn't exist. Even though it's here. It's literally in the body. We have our headers. Content type application JSON. Connection keep alive. Okay. Oh, and this is a test, I see. 1 of 200, 201. Okay. Interesting. What does Odin do again? I don't know, be in, I think it'd be here, right? Oh, extended true. Maybe not extended false. Oh, I see. When extended is false, our server will only accept a string or an array of data, so we set it to true for some added flexibility. Okay. All right, let's try this now one more time. Okay, so it's still not working. I'm not 100% sure why. So we have those headers, we have the body. Again, don't know why it can't read the body. Is it still undefined? Yeah, it's still undefined. Okay. Let's see what the request contains, just generally speaking. I guess it just doesn't have a body in here. There's a lot of things. Yeah, so we have the headers. Has body true. Yeah, so okay, so there's no body anywhere here. I don't know. Take another break. Maybe because of this. Maybe because I need to put this above our app.use. It's the only thing I can think of. Okay, that was the problem. It was a code order issue. Okay, but where's the response? There it is. Nice. So we got a token. So when we log in, we get a token. And then we can verify that token somehow, right? But now if we change something, let's make the password wrong. Incorrect password. And if we make a user that doesn't exist, user at ASD cannot be found. And then what's the other error that could happen? So we just leave the password empty and then test maybe. Password unknown and then username unknown, right? So that's good. Queried user credentials, yeah, and then incorrect password. Perfect, so that all works. So it's incorrect password. And then when it is the right password, it'll generate the thing. So now what we want to do is actually store the encrypted password, right? I think that's the next order of business. So that actually did work. Okay. It was all a code order problem. So anytime you use stuff, you always have to use it above the fucking router. Like, obviously. I don't know. Small little things. But that works. So now we can actually get a token. And then now we need to know what the hell do you do with that token. Right? So I need to figure out how to store the token. So where does the token live? Can it live as a cookie, I wonder? I don't know. Anyone who can decode it, you must never store sensitive information like passwords or credit card numbers in the payload. Yeah. Okay, so what we need to first do is I think we need to get the encryptor working. So we'll make this commit. I wonder, is this what the UI is? Is this what the UI font size? So this is UI font here. It's at 18. UI font size. Agent panel. Okay. So how can I make this bigger? I don't know. HTTPS is required, but I don't have HTTPS, do I? So I wonder if that's the problem. So it's the auth middleware, verify token, cost token. Okay. Let's make this commit message. Generate basic token or basic JWT based on user credentials. And then we'll say like middleware includes basic credential verification, no encryption, password encryption. yet. So that's fine. Okay. So, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we have this, and then we want to now do bcrypt, right? So let's look at bcrypt. Oh, that's just a generator. Bcrypt. Okay, that's a pnpm. I guess maybe, okay. Is pnpm based on npm? I don't even know. So let's just install that then, I guess. Ignore build scripts. Okay. So we built it, and then now we need to actually use it. Where are the docs? I guess this is the usage here, right? So let's now remove the user, because now we're going to make the maybe that was the docs. Okay. So we'll work with bcrypt after. Actually, I'm going to make the sign-in route first. Or not sign-in, sign-up. So we get the request data, and then we'll say, I guess we can do the data validation in another, we do that, like, we won't worry about, not worrying about data validation in the middle layer. Okay. And then I feel like there's some sort of on save formatting happening. It's just not that good. I don't know. Okay, not worrying about data validation. So we just essentially query we need to write another query. All right, that should work. Good. All right, so there's our query. So then we'll say, we'll just do a wait, get post new user. Rec dot body dot username. Sorry, username. The formatting's starting to work, maybe. Password. Rec dot body dot password. As user type. And then we'll res.redirect back to auth, or not auth, API, or something. Okay, so we have that sign up post, and then we need to put that in the router. All right, good. And then now we can test that route. Now, of course, this is going to just send the password unencrypted. So we actually probably, when we post this, we need to actually encrypt this, right? So let's do this. So encrypt password with decrypt, right? And then so we can actually have that as a utility. So hash password. Bcrypt from bcrypts. Because do I not have the types? Is that part of my problem? Yep, that was the problem. Okay. And then, okay, so then we do, let's just follow this here. And then we'll do consult rounds is 10. We have a plain text password, and then we have another plain text password. Autogen assault and a hash. Store hash and password db. Bcrypt.hash. Does it not like have a... Oh, maybe I need to do it like that. Oh, okay, so you give it a, I see. So actually I don't even need a util for this. I can just do this directly inside of here. So I can say we can import this guy. And then we have the password. And again, I'm not validating that the password exists. I'm going to tacitly assume that it does. Rec.body.password. we need salt rounds. Generate salt and a hash. Auto gen a salt and a hash. Okay, that's fine. Okay, what is a salt? What even is this? Something for cryptography, right? It's kind of like a cost factor controls how much time is needed to calculate a single BJ. A higher cost or more hashing rounds are done. Yeah, it's okay. So it's the number of hashing rounds. So the amount of passes through the algorithm or something. Holy shit, really? Okay. Is there salt in here? I'm just curious. A salt to protect against rainbow tail. So salt is okay. So it's gonna. A salt is a random data fed as additional input. Ah, okay. Setting helps defend against attacks using pre-computed tables, but vastly growing the size of the table needed. Okay. Salting does not place any burden on users. Okay, that's cool. Hash value plus salt, right? So then when you do this salt round, I don't know what the round means. Because that's not really the length. Maybe it reapplies the salt like a certain number of times. I don't know. That's okay. I'll take it. I'll take it for granted. Where was I with this? Yeah, I was right here. Okay, so we have the, and then we give it the function. Error hash. So we have the hash, right? And then we do this inside of this, right? Whoops. Oh, and then this needs to be async. And this password needs to be a hash. And then I don't know how to. And is this awaited? I'm not sure. Yo, blueberries, how's it going? I don't know if this is awaited or not. Congrats on 100 days. Appreciate that. Thank you. Let's, next goal is 200, right? So we're gonna get there. Is this async as well? Do I have to await bcrypt.hash? Is bcrypt.hash async? Oh, it doesn't return a promise. I see. Okay, so that should be fine then. But .compare does. Okay, so we can just await this. Await bcrypt.compare. But then I don't know. Oh, because then we need to we actually need to. yeah, so we sign up post here. We have assault rounds. Okay, so this is fine. And maybe I should make this like external. This is bad global scope, but I don't really care. What have I been working on? I'm working on implementing Auth with JSON Web Tokens and Node and Express. That is the current task. I'm kind of straying away from Odin a little bit on this one, just because I want to challenge myself, mainly. That's the main motivation. So, hold on. I'm just gonna check on Cat. Okay, he's still asleep. Okay, good. Okay, so this sign up should now work. So if I put this in here, then it should work, and then it should be in our database, right? We'll find out. Okay. So now, if we query our there we go. So there's our hashed password. Nice. I'm assuming that's right. And then now in the login, we need to fix our, we need to actually use bcrypt, right? So this is garbage. So what we'll do is we'll say const, oh Jesus. This isn't a, yeah, this await bcrypt.compare. We need to actually hash the password, don't we? We need to hash the given password. Oh, you can do it like this. You can do hash sync like this. However, actually, I should probably do this like bcrypt.hash. And then user, it'd be user credentials. Dot password. And then it would be salt rounds, and then our function, which has an error and a hash. And then this is an async function. And then we do const match is await bcrypt.compare. We need to compare the hash to the queried user credentials dot password. Right? Because in the database, we store it as a hash, right? Is this not an Odin, or is the chapter just too easy? It is an Odin, Blueberries, but sorry if I took a minute to get to your message. Let me go back to this. It is an Odin, but it uses a stateful authentication, passport.js, which I tried out on stream. I think it was stream 99 or stream 98. I don't know. I was using it and I didn't like it. So I'm kind of implementing my own authentication system with JSON Web Tokens, and I'm not actually using like a pre-canned middleware solution, because it's like a middleware. But Password.js is a middleware library, right? Yeah, it's authentication middleware, which is fine. But I kind of feel like I want to learn more about, especially like stateless and token-based auth. I was doing some research off stream about it. But anyways, that's the plan. Okay, so we have this match, and then we could say if not match, then we do this, right? And now this is going to return from this function, right? Which is not necessarily what we want, because it'll return from this bcrypt.hash. All right, let's see. And then if not, and then I can just return match, I think, actually. Right, and then I can do, and then I can say if then I can do the, what is the problem with this? Expression of type void. Oh, is this a void? Ah, it is a void. Okay. So I can't just return match here. Interesting. Okay, you know what I can actually do? In this case, I can say let hashed password equal empty. And then we'll just say hash password equals hash. Something like this. And then what we'll do is we'll say if const match is await bcrypt.compare hashed password to our queried user credentials. And then this should return Boolean, right? It returns a Boolean as a promise. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, and then if not passwords match, then return res.status 401.json error password for queried or user credentials.username invalid is incorrect, right? Something like this. I think that's kind of like the implementation that we have for that, right? Yeah, if matched, then log in. Okay, good. Okay. And if all tests pass, generate token for the user, and we generate the token. Good. So we verified that the sign up works, and then now we can test the encryption. Oh wait, but I don't actually need to do this. Let's do this like this. Again, this might be not how this needs to work. Because I can do it synchronously. I don't know. So now theoretically, if I try to log in with these, then this should work. And now we also need to have a way of checking. The other thing we need to do is we need to have a way of checking whether a username already exists. Right? So that can be another query. Something like this, right? So now this login should work, theoretically. How's it going, Saish? Kind of scared to do this. Password for test is incorrect. I don't actually remember what I set it to. Well, all right, so let's just clear out the database just to be. So let's sign in, sign up. Okay, so we signed up. There's our password, and then we'll log in. I know this is really hard to see, but okay. So this compare is not working, and I'm not 100% sure why. See what the hash password even is. Getting backend stuff to work is more satisfying than front end to me. That's fair. Okay, so where did that spit out here? Server listening, incoming message. Okay, so this posted the hash password. Ah, so the hash password is not being set to hash here. Oh. Maybe because this? No, okay, so it's being set to a bunch of shit. What the fuck? I'll figure this out next stream if this doesn't work. I just want to see that this is printing what I think it's printing. Incoming message. Oh, hash pass is nothing. Interesting. Oh, where am I printing this then? Oh, the request. That's why. Okay. So the hash pass is nothing, which is interesting. And I wonder if that's because I need to await this. But it doesn't say I need to await it. Async recommended. Unless I need to do the comparison inside the hash. That might be what I have to do. Okay. So I wonder then if I have to do the compare inside of this function. I don't know, but it's definitely a syncing issue. It's definitely an async issue. Does this even like work? Probably not. Oh, async. I don't think this even, because we're not even awaiting anything here. I'm just gonna see. No. Yeah, so it's still printing nothing. But if I print it in here, then maybe it'll work. I just want to see if this works. Ah, it does. Okay, so that is indeed the issue. So now this maybe works, and then we compare here. No, because I want to. If I default it to false, then I might need to actually also do this inside of the bcrypt hash function, right? Because it's asynchronous. I was in the JSOF Foundation. You were in the JS section when I started following you, and I'm still in intermediate HTML, CSS. So you're about to complete the course. Might be because of college. Yeah, it's definitely that, Saish. It's definitely that. Don't don't get discouraged, my friend. Yeah, so it's still not going to work because this. So I need to await this somehow. I could do this with, yeah. I don't know how to await this whole, because I can't await this effect. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, so it doesn't, okay, so we get the hash pass here, but then what's the hash pass in this? 2b/g37. Ah, so maybe they just straight up don't match. That could be what it is. Because theoretically, if I hash the given password the same way, it should give out the same. I don't even need this anymore. Should give out the same hash. Fuck. Oh. Yeah, so these are different. I'm not 100% sure why. And it gives a different one every time. Does it need to involve some sort of secret or something? Did you use Zed? Yeah, I'm using Zed right now, VFon. I was playing around with Zed earlier, and then I broke VS Code somehow, so I've just been using it today. I'm not sure if I'll go back to VS Code or stick with Zed. Now I'll be having a 2-month break from college. Can you tell me whether I'll be able to complete it in 2 months? If you can tell me how, because a lot of time will get wasted. I think if you really work hard, Saish, you can do it in 2 months. I think if you spend 5 hours a day, I think 2 months is tight, but maybe you could do it 5 to 6 hours a day, and that would be every day too. It would be tight, but I think you could do it. All right, anyway, you know what? I'm going to leave this for now. I don't 100% know why the password is changing every time. Or if there's something I'm missing. Right? There might be something I'm missing with this hashing, this bcrypt stuff. But this was working, with just plain text comparison. So we did kind of make some progress generate a token. We haven't actually validated the token, but we can do that next stream. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you want to follow along on my journey, feel free to subscribe. I will, keep streaming. Next live is Thursday evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard, maybe a little earlier. And I will see all of you hopefully then. So have a good night and